Hello there everyone and welcome back to Napoleon Total War with a Great War mod. Last time around we fought a very tired Russian army, but we were able to use our new bombs, our new sappers were able to dig down and build huge mines that we were able to blow up underneath the enemy, causing huge mayhem among their lines. Last episode I also ended off by saying hopefully we'll have the Russians combining their force. So we'll have them march into one great battle, and it seems like just in the Dutch campaign my enemy is listening to me. So we do in fact have 3 Russian full stacks all marching into the same area. Mackensen, however, is not moving fast enough to be able to attack that. However, this army could, so if Buller moves into position, he could trigger a battle. Which, that would be... I think that's what we're going to try to do, because otherwise this might scatter if I end turn, and just to get Mackensen to go in first. So I think we're going to do that. In the meanwhile, we have an historic event going on. Easter Rising. Would have been nice if I had prepared my navy to invade about now. Unfortunately, I haven't, so the Irish are gonna have to go without actual... Oh, look at that. Now the British... I talked about the British being inactive last episode. Looks like they were listening too, and now have prepared an army as well to send an D-Day invasion. I am building up the force under Burlov right here. I think though we might put the Crown Prince in charge, because I don't feel comfortable sending the Crown Prince. Oh, now we have extra generals. I could then send another general with the other army. We have an additional 2 generals to push in. Because, of course, I am starting to get some of these Marines set up. So we'll see if we can get the Marine invasion going, invasion army going. That will send up to try to aid the Irish in the struggle. We're going to be quite late though, but better late than never, they say. At the same time, Paul von Hindenburg has arrived down. He's almost at Toulon. And there's an Italian army under Luigi Capello trying to do the pizzeria and move around him. So we're going to see about attacking him as soon as possible. And then this army has been sneaking around in the woods like a sneaky little strudel doodle. And hopefully it will be attacking the Italians and taking Venice, prompting the Austrians to join in the war. That's the idea. Anyways, so that's what's going on. We had some technological advances as well, and my treasury is now increasing quite a lot turn by turn. I was able to get, I think it was, what was it? I got, yes, advanced construction. Advanced construction will allow me to get developed commercial sector or renowned commercial sector. But more importantly, it will be able to move me from... before I was limited to refined factories, but now I can be developed factory complexes. And they move up to a whopping 1,715 region wealth plus 7 per turn, and it also enables some of these more heavy equipment tanks as well in the future. As we can see, quite a few tanks there. Takes a little bit longer than the other refined factory, but the other refined factory actually reduces the amount of wealth the region gains. It ups... I don't know if this is meant to be like this, or if this is a miss they made, because what you get... I mean, for negative, you get -1 more minus happiness. You lose 300 in region wealth, but you do gain 2 recruitment capacity that is increased. However, because of the bug with the late stage military academies, or military. I don't think... I'm hoping, because we built the military base down here. Yeah, it seems to be working for the military base. But maybe it's the academy. Well, it might make sense that you wouldn't maybe train massive amounts of troops out of the academy building, and that is more meant for, as we can see, you know, the percent added to technology rate and stuff like that, and research time and stuff like that. Instead, could be building one of those in Paris then as well. Currently we're building a military base though. Yes, of course, because I removed the military base over here. So for France and for the defense of British invasion forces, our key location is going to be in Paris. Also one of the parts why I removed all the military buildings along the coast, because if the British invaded and took one of these places, they wouldn't be able to supplement by starting to recruit, getting a recruitment base in mainland Europe. With all of that, oh yeah, there's one thing that we ponder over here. Now, the Ottomans are at war with the Romanians, which I think I briefly mentioned in the first video. So they are at war with each other. Currently, the Ottomans aren't at war, they're actually trading with the Greeks. I should see about if I can trade with the Greeks, maybe get them to stop trading with the Russians and instead trade with me. Now, the trade will probably be raided, but I mean, if a single boat gets through, that will aid to our coffers greatly, or not at all greatly, but it had a little bit, and one unit here or there, it might turn the tide. So that would be nice. What that leads me is I could get Pripyat to march on the Romanians and take them out. I am currently actually sending a spy plane. Let's see where it is. There it is. He is going to move to this area right here. So if I remember correctly also, just to remind everyone, so the kind of regions, I think it was most of the people just wanted me to get Ukraine as a free state, and then I think Finland also seems like a definite possibility of setting that up as a free state. But I think those were the two that people were looking for me to set up as free states here in the east. Someone said Poland, but I already own Poland, so that would be kind of weird. And you can't release stuff willy-nilly, and it kind of wouldn't make sense because I make a lot of money from that. If you compared Königsberg, where we have 3,000 in wealth, here we got 6,000, and we're making twice as much money. So that would not be a great idea. Plus, there's in Eastern Prussia there's 1 million people. Here it's 6.9, so quite a lot. With that, let's see if we can't come to battle here. So we're going to take this army and we're going to march and see. Yes, they do intercept us. But why don't they bring everyone? This is disappointing because both my armies join the battle, but only 2 Russian stacks. It's the smaller stack that intercepts me, and the reinforcement stacks are the ones on either side. So this one is the one that isn't joining, and this is probably the one that hasn't been starved. Ah, that's disappointing. All of those 3 stacks, and they only amount to about 4,000 men. That's pretty disappointing. Well, I might as well kill them then, just so that frees up space for the Russians to build new armies. And as we push into Russian main territory, hopefully they'll have troops that aren't starved to death. So with that, Otto von Berlov and Mackensen once again move into battle against the Russians. Unfortunately for the enemy, I actually crashed. So, I know now where the enemy reinforcement is, as we're going to do this battle for a second time. And with knowing where the reinforcement's coming in from, I can prepare for it. So there's one group coming in here, and then the other one in the back here. The one in the back is heavy with artillery, so I would like to hit them with my cavalry as soon as possible. Also, a thing that I noted was that these guns have a pretty shallow arc when firing, which you might expect given the level of the barrel, as we can see right here. So it has a pretty shallow arc. And last time around I've actually placed them on this side, close to the village, and they were not able to actually target stuff in the village. I'm hoping these cannons will do better, I'm pretty sure, because they fire further away, and they fire a lot higher in their trajectory, so they should be able to drop shots pretty close without being stopped by the houses. Also, as the reinforcements coming in here, I'm placing my combat engineers up here, the pioneers, placing 2 bombs, gonna try and drag some enemies onto that, blow them up. The important thing though is we're gonna rush through, kill these, and then hopefully get those smaller reinforcement armies. When I actually played this the time it crashed, it was surprisingly difficult, this battle, but we'll see how it goes this time around. With that said, let's go ahead and start. We'll start by sending the infantry on a course. Same with the cavalry. The cavalry has a tendency to shoot each other, so I'm gonna tell them not to fire at the start anyways. Also, I kinda noticed that they nerfed... I've seen that they nerfed the machine guns, but I got just a very clear idea of how nerfed it is. And I think it's nerfed to the point where it's not really useful. I could probably have another... It's sort of a waste of a space in terms of the unit. So it takes up... I could have something actually useful there that would actually do quite a bit of damage. So I'm gonna start by shooting down a lot of dragoons. But I'm hoping that we're gonna drag some of these later on down towards the bomb. They're gonna follow us here. The thing is though, I can definitely understand why the machine gun was nerfed. Because in the last version I used, it was so overpowered and it was kind of so over the top that it just... Units would... I mean, tons of units just melted away. I'm gonna move the artillery quite far forward. These guys don't reach all the way to the end, so we got some of that artillery coming in. So I want to get as close to that as possible. Now there is a risk by doing this, because these artillery pieces are still active. Ah, crap. I flew too close to the sun, and now the Russian dragoons are shooting up my cavalry before they even reach. And I'm hoping also that these guys don't get destroyed. Okay, so we go on actually enemy machine guns coming in. Enemy cannons. Yeah. The thing that I noticed, it was in the battle that crashed. I had 3 enemy Russian units. I had 3 enemy Russian units walk into... Oh, you're dead. But you can survive. Okay, that cavalry unit's not coming back. There's only 3 men left. 3 Russian units walked into my machine gun and killed it. Now, notably, they lost a lot of men on their way, but still, they were able to walk straight in to the machine gun and kill it that way. So that was quite disappointing. The upside to machine guns is longer range. I think they just need to. I think machine guns just need to kill a little bit more. Okay, before you die, I'm gonna tell you to retreat as well.
Our men are
Okay, the cannons need to actually move a little bit further forward to be useful here, and let's not try to forget to move forward the infantry here. Now there is a cavalry advancing over here, so maybe not too much. Okay, we've got more infantry and stuff. They're getting blasted to hell, but let's see about pulling back. And see if we can drag the enemy closer to us. We'll move back here. We'll set the Jaegers slightly on an angle. Let's get the machine guns there. And the thing is, I also melee charged the enemy's machine guns as well when I realized that they weren't really doing that much. The enemy is targeting my artillery. I don't want to lose them. Let's deploy them. They should be well within range of everything. And also the Russians have pulled them all the way forward here. My infantry is setting up. Oh, got blasts coming way too close for comfort to my artillery. That almost landed right on top of it, but it's fine. I think these cannons are actually doing too well here, and that's why we haven't seen anyone go onto the bomb. So that was a good trick to switch that out. Obviously, it in the original battle it didn't go as well, but now since I'm playing this for the second time, why aren't you shooting? This was also a thing that I noticed. They kind of bug out and stop shooting, and it's because they're all kind of focused on these units, but I guess they don't know where to fire, or I don't know what's going on really. So they're all just messing up, and I could possibly go for the artillery as well. Let's blast some units in the back. Got some guys over here. I was actually hoping to put the bombs more in town, and maybe as they blasted or exploded, that they would take a big chunk of the town with it as they died. Looks like nothing's coming through here. Machine gun is just gonna kill my Jaegers if they sit like that. Thing is, the machine guns are, at this point, they're slow. They're not killing enough. The advantage is that they've got longer range. So I think a machine gun's got, yeah, it's got 350 range compared to a normal infantry, which has like, what? It has 200 range. It has 150 more range than a normal infantry unit. So in that way, they're good. But, I mean, I could have had an additional infantry unit, and that would have been so much more useful to me. These guys don't have much to fire at, so we need to push them further forward. It looked like this one was melee attacked, and they have moved away from the cannons, but I can't see that anyone came close to here. It could be a retreating unit, or there's a single Cossack. Single Cossack unit upset the that much? There's quite a bit of infantry coming in. You know what? Let's try. Let's try to put this to some use. It's gonna be hard to get it through the woods, though. Let's actually get the Jaegers up front here. Okay, it's quite a few units coming in here. Lifeguard are the last to join the battle, as I recall. So we're looking at kind of the end of the enemy's reinforcement. I might push these guys back in up here as that's happening. We are getting some of Mackinson's troops coming in. So we get them deployed in the fight. And let's see how that goes. Speaking of Mackinson, I got kind of I guess kind of called out on. I made a stupid. You know, I'm doing a few TikToks with my uniforms, kind of stupid stuff. But I did one of those kind of. Usually I do a historical version of the different stupid challenges that are there. And I did one involving Mackinson, and I kind of got called out by people as if though it was kind of a neo-Nazi dog whistle, because apparently Mackinson was some kind of... I can't remember what it exactly was, but as far as I could find in terms... It really was... they called Mackinson a Nazi. And as far as I could find his involvement in kind of the... in Nazi Germany was that really was his image that was used by the Nazis to kind of, just like they would co-opt a lot of old German military traditions and stuff like that, but Mackinson was more of kind of the old Prussian style. He was a monarchist, like he was supporter of the emperor, more so than he was a avid Nazi fan. But yeah, it's the thing was, because I tried to find, because some said it was kind of, he was groundbreaking within, or not groundbreaking, what's it called? Like he was an early, you know, adopter, or like, not role model, what word am I looking for? Like he's the avant-garde, he's the, he was an early kind of focal point for anti-Semitism, and that sounds kind of weird, because anti-Semitism is like thousands of years old almost, or I mean it's I mean even you could say maybe some Roman emperors would even be considered anti-Semites. But anyways, I could so far I haven't found like any concrete things that make him like a super active Nazi. But it's more like that he kind of got co-opted, same as with a lot of old symbols. So the symbol then of an undefeated World War I war hero, the kind of very fabulous way he dressed was used as a symbol by the Nazis, even though maybe he wouldn't have been. So I wasn't too sure if I should just go ahead and delete that video or not. And at the same because like the thing about the entire video was kind of built around the way he dressed and the mustache, because the mustache is my big thing, and I didn't want it to be like I did a super stupid unintentional dog whistle for bloody neo-Nazis. So I'm not entirely sure. And the thing was, as I was looking, I'm talking too much about this, but I was looking at quickly just looking at the Wikipedia page, and it said very little about it. But it was, I think it was the... Let's go ahead here. Here we'll see the... It's loud as hell. Let's see the machine guns. This is the perfect target for machine guns. We got 4 machine guns firing up the flank of these 2 units. But in terms of output here, in terms of what's getting killed, I mean, I'd probably do better with I'd probably almost do better with an infantry unit there. So I think it might be tweaked a little bit more powerful there. Looks like we're coming to the end of the battle. There's a few Russian units back here holding on, but if I spread out the artillery targets here, we should be able to break that pretty soon. These last infantry guys, they get stuck on the cannons. You kind of have to charge them down. Let's see if we can pull a unit out of line here. This one's only at 65. So anyways, I don't know if I've missed something, if it's I know though that they did, I believe they renamed a few streets in Germany that was called after, or named after him, that they kind of changed. So I don't know, it's really, what I'm trying to really find is info where I can kind of read about how active he was within Nazism. Because the way that I saw it, maybe that was naive of me, but the way I saw it was kind of like the same way you'd look at, say, Henry VIII, and you would go, damn, that guy's got drip, and that would be the meme. But but the response I kind of got was, oh, Henry VIII, he cut women's heads off. You're dog whistling to misogynists. If that makes any sense. So yeah, I've been trying to look. I haven't been trying that hard, but as far as I've seen, but googling around, I haven't really found that much about his involvement. What happened here? Why were we targeting this area? Oh, maybe the last artillery piece there. Anyways, the battle is done, and we are victorious. Very bloody, but in a more aggressive style, as you guys have requested. And yeah, we are victorious. Here's the result of the battle. Otto von Bellow and Mackensen deploying 5,156 troops against 4,500 Russians. We lost 1,300 men roughly, because it's 1293, and then the Russians lost everything except for 128 men. Also notice here that one of my cavalry units got wiped out. Now, it's probably good use to send them in like that in the flank, but we'll probably have to re-recruit a lot of these units as we go along. We should, however, be able to get, at some point here, be able to get the bigger cavalry units. The, let's see, they're not available here, but they might be, no, they're not available just yet. They should be, shouldn't they? I guess, I think I'll, oh, it's because, oh, you know what? It's because I can't recruit them here anymore, because I don't, it's from these barracks that we get them. I don't know if I'm gonna need a proper barrack to get that one, because, anyways, what I'm looking for is the mounted infantry, because that's 200 men unit, and they can dismount, and I think those are gonna be a lot better cavalry unit. We're gonna replace the machine gun, because, it's not very useful, is it? We're probably gonna need a lot more infantry instead. Maybe I should put... It's same with the flamethrower. They're spectacular to look at, but they don't actually kill that much. And the unit is kind of a throwaway. We're gonna add infantry then for the replaced... or lost cavalry unit. Or you know what, I probably need cavalry. What we'll do is we'll get one cavalry unit and then one flamethrower, and then the flamethrower will take the position of the machine gun instead. I'm sure there is, I mean there is, in the current configuration, there is definitely a way you can use the machine gun as a defensive tool. As I've said, kind of if you put it on a high ground behind your troops. Would it be able to fire at advancing enemies? But really the fire output of that is so low right now that it's not that useful, is it? Stallupen battle. So yeah, there we have the battle. I think we'll end it there for this episode. And yeah, as a recap, I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of interested to see what people have to say about Mackensen. Maybe I have German viewers that know more about his involvement with the Nazis. Like the worry I have is that I've dog whistled for neo-Nazis on TikTok, and that's kind of like yikes. But anyways, yes, is he just a World War One war hero with a hella drip, or is he a bloody Nazi? So that's the question. But with that aside, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I hope that I see you guys for the next one. Bye.